Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. I was drawn to pull a rune and we got Rido. So the way I was standing and when I threw it, it came out sideways. And I'm going to take it that way because that's how the energy felt. So naturally upright, it would mean movement, travel, journey. And then reversed, we would be looking at, oh, sorry, we would be looking at, stagnation, stillness, blockages. And we're right in the middle. What does that feel like? We are coming out of a place of stagnation, inactivity, blockages. Probably we were probably trying to make movement and nothing was happening. At that point, we just have to, I don't want to say give up, but release the idea that, okay, this is where I'm at. Nothing's changing. I've tried X, Y, or Z, and here I am. Now we're in this, we want movement. We want progress, whatever this may be. And it's all we were yearning for, some sort of proof or validation that something is moving in the right direction. So we're in this place. We still think we're in the reverse place. We still think we're in stagnation. And because, nothing's happening. So how would we know? And then all of a sudden, it's like being in if you've ever seen a horse race and the horses are in, oh, I don't know what they're called, but they got the little doors and they're ready to go, but we're just waiting. We're waiting for the bell, the gun to go off, and the doors to fly open. But we don't know we're there yet. We don't know. We don't know. It is. It is. Oh, what's the feeling? A magical surprise. That's exciting. Like holy shit, something's happening. The ride is moving. Traffic is moving all of a sudden. That feeling that we've been here for however long, and then all of a sudden it just clears and you get up to wherever we thought the problem was and there was nothing there. What was there? I'm going to ring some bells, connect. We'll see what comes through. It might be a little loud, so turn down your volume if you're sensitive. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. So at first I saw this marsh kind of space before, and uh, it was it was stagnant. It was marshy. It was kind of stank, and then all the water just drained. It went down. It's kind of like if you've ever experienced an area where the ground is very saturated, and all the water after a big rain or a flood, it can't absorb anymore, and then it just disappeared, and then everything began to flourish again. All the recovery, the habitat started to recover. If we're looking at that, this surge of energy, we're looking at the water, emotions in general. Uh, it was, we could look at it as a stagnation. We could look at it as a pain in the ass is coming through. It's troubling, but referencing that water, stagnant emotions, maybe we needed to heal something, which normally is what takes place during that rest period. We may not enjoy it. We may not be uh, eagerly excited for it. Maybe we were working really hard and we needed a break. And we had a little bit of a break and we were ready to go again. But something said no. Something was still holding us back to integrate something, to properly process something. Uh, I've often heard a lot certain messages. Sure, we might watch it, excuse me, and we might hear it, but do we acknowledge it? Does it really integrate? Does it make sense? Maybe 2 days later, it finally makes sense. During this period, whatever we may have been going through during this time of stagnation, if we will, of inactivity, in movement, something was integrating. It was getting through to us. It was changing. And it may have been very difficult because we thought, okay, well, whatever happened, I saw it for what it is, and that's that. A lot of things are happening much deeper than we may know. Uh, there's a lot going on inside our body versus spiritual aspect of things that uh, we can't really always put together, let alone ancestral lines and other deeper things. I often say it takes a bit for the spiritual side of things to catch up to our physical experience. During that stage, it's clearly an emotion. It was emotions that we're integrating, which is healing. Healing in general. Maybe we had to fully heal from an experience or go through a different healing experience, one that led to another before we could move forward. Because what if we weren't ready? What if it had something to do with confidence in ourselves? And our next step, we would have needed that. And before we didn't have that, or better boundaries, or respect for ourselves, or a way to speak up. How would we have tested that through that stagnation to have said, okay, am I ready? Am I good to go? Am I going to represent myself properly in this experience? Am I not going to self sabotage my experience? There's a lot going on here, and however it may fit into your experience, you would know and ask yourself, did I, do I fully heal it? Maybe I didn't fully heal it, but at least I see it. And I'm going to see the red flags in certain situations or certain interactions with people or decisions and see that wound and utilize my thought process to say, okay, am I going to act on this wound? Or have I healed this wound? Or is it still a little fresh and I'm going to go repeat this step again and stay in a cycle? It doesn't feel that way. It feels like, excuse me, it has been acknowledged, whether fully healed or at least acknowledged, and we're walking to everything in discernment. We're going to see things. We're going to catch ourselves. We're not going to make uh, mistakes as the word is coming through again. And this is going to be a surprise, like because we've been in the inactivity, the stillness for so long that we're just waiting for something to change. Maybe we let go of that. Maybe that was the problem. We were putting so much energy on to change, trying to force it or create it. I did say that we tried a bunch of things here and nothing was working. And we just said, okay, well, I'm just going to wash my hands and it'll come when it comes. Uh, we got Seven of Swords reversed, consequences, and King of Pentacles, reliability. Looking at word consequences in general, it feels very drastic how it's coming through. Like we got in trouble. Maybe we thought we're being punished. Uh, we obviously had to rely on our spirit team to get through, and our self trust. It's that faith that, hey, I know something's coming. Uh, I don't enjoy this experience right now. The consequences of healing. We acknowledge that we had to have. I'm saying that a lot. Uh, we would have had to acknowledge the fact that I'm here for a reason. I understand why I'm here. I understand what's taking place. I know what's on the other side of it. Uh, but I'm ready to move. But I've removed the control of trying to create an outcome, grabbing, digging, trying to dig myself out of this space and instead allow it to come when it's ready. That's a little too many, but we'll take them. We got Four of Pentacles, materialist, Seven of Pentacles reversed, frustration, and then Two of Pentacles, equilibrium. I feel like naturally uh, we were looking at the external. Material doesn't just have to be things we buy with money. I'm not looking at it that way. I'm looking at it as anything in the external, uh, grabbing or utilizing the external to support us, to make us feel who we think we are, to validate this image that we present ourselves with. This is done through people, places, and things. You know, houses, cars, clothes, hair do's, hair colors, our makeup, uh, also dating. I'm in a relationship, I'm not in a relationship, I have a good looking partner, we do this together, we do these hobbies, I'm in this clique, whatever it is. I have the job, this style job, I make this kind of money. It's how we present ourselves to the external for an image that is a false foundation. When we really think about it, if we die, none of that shit comes with us. None of this shit matters. The only thing that's in here is what's there. And if we carry these wounds or damage with, and we don't really have a foundation in here, our foundation was built in the external, well, we don't have one going forward. We still have these wounds. We didn't work through any of that. And during this period, we did. We did leave that. Maybe this frustration was I spent all this time creating this foundation to find out it wasn't fulfilling. It was false. It's not who I was. I followed the leader. I followed what society portrayed to me as happy, perfect, what's going to satisfy me. And it didn't. This frustration could also just be in this space of stagnation that we've been in. It would have created, it's like, why the hell am I stuck? I'm doing everything right. I've removed this. I've done this. I've done this. Why can I not move forward? Kind of feeling. And the Two of Pentacles comes through with balancing this act, this acceptance of the situation, allowing things to integrate. Like I said, we would have had to have come to a place to acknowledge what's taking place and came to peace with it, knowing on a deep level that this is much deeper than just face value. Like, I quit my job, or I lost my job, or I broke up with my partner, and we can look at that as very face value. Like, oh, I gotta go through these stages. No, we're fixing that cycle. We're getting done with it. We're being done with it. The devil, self addictions. You can look at. It wasn't an addiction in general. Addictions just aren't, drugs and alcohol, tobacco. It is YouTube's an addiction. Social media is an addiction. Feeling safe and controlling things is an addiction. Excuse me. Our need to. I do feel like the devil. It's also self-inflicted. Naturally, I mean, it's our mind saying that we need this or this. If I take this, it's going to make me feel a certain way. That's the external. Uh, do I really think that there are people here on Earth that are in a complete space? I think to an extent, but they're still human. We still have human emotions. We still grab a hold of things. I don't really think anyone's gonna not have that little inclination. They can talk themselves out of it and say, no, I'm not going to do this, or I don't enjoy this, even though I know it's bad for me. Uh, we are here having a human experience. Sure, we could get to a place that we are completely non-altered by the external or enticed by the external, but it's almost like a punishment to yourself. I'm not saying go do bad things. I'm just saying that we should be enjoying ourselves in a healthy way. Uh, Going back, that was a bit sidetracked, but going back to the original, what was coming through of uh, maybe we were addicted to chasing things in the external to create this. Like I said, we were trying to control things to create some sort of foundation, but it was in the external. Five of Wands, clashed interests. Uh, Normally we're looking at this naturally, with others, and uh, when we start to evolve or grow, our relationships in general, uh, we can either grow together or someone's going to hold another person back, or someone has to choose their self to move forward. And that does create a lot of turmoil. I mean, granted, we were in that place. We were not awoken. We were not growing. We were not progressing when we were in a younger stage, because we were just going through the motions like everybody else around us. And the people that we would have picked up or interacted with along the way, we can stay with them or stay in that energy, that space of, complaining and a lot of negative experiences, just negativity in general, not healing, staying in our wounds, working out of our wounds, or we can evolve. And you chose you. You chose to move forward. And yeah, people are going to be left behind. And that does suck because we had an emotional connection to them. Maybe it was toxic or maybe it was authentic. But it's a difficult letting go of because it's all we ever knew. It's our past. It's we grew up and we lived through this with these people, and then we get to a stage where it's like, okay, that's all I know. And I don't know what's up front. I don't, that's the unknown. I don't know what's there. Maybe we relied on these people a lot too. Naturally, that's what community does. And that's removing that as well is a whole nother card in the deck that is, would have made the transformation much more difficult. We'll get one last card here. It is a surprise, I know that. Like I shouldn't say it like that of hopium, but it's going to surprise you when it finally comes because we've been in this space for so long. Nine of Pentacles, self-sufficiency. That's the goal. That's the win altogether. Sure, we can root for material gains, and there's nothing against that. I mean, who doesn't love that? But this self-sufficiency is it's all in here. I got so many chills. It feels so good. uh, it's all in here. It is not. Uh, it's not. The external isn't needed to support us anymore. It's not needed to validate us anymore. It is. It is a reflection of us now. And when we get to this place, all these things start to come to us because we are reflecting it. We are it. We are embodying it. We're not in the mindset of it's the other way around, that this external is affecting me. I am now creating it. I am admitting it, and I'm not seeking it to comfort me or to be me or to validate me. I am here. I am standing in my own, and I am reflecting out, not allowing this to come in. I'm going to leave it there. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.